It'd take a real pro to make it look this amateur.
If you're hearing our voices, that means it's time for It's This Beats That, the podcast where we watch the worst movies from trailer to end credits, scene by scene, so you don't have to, but maybe you should. I'm Russ.
I'm Jared. I feel like that's the ITMT special.
Yeah. So professional, we make it look amateur.
Professional amateurs, yep.
That's right. That's what we do here. So we're back with our full breakdown of, in case you missed it, trailer trash from last week.
That's right. As the world turns.
Yeah, we just keep moving. Just got to keep moving. We watched the movie The Man from Toronto.
Yeah.
Not to be confused, The Man from Toronto from 1933, I think. There's another movie there's another movie called The Man from Toronto, and I looked it up, and it's not even close.
The same?
Nope, not even close. Like, I was kind of hoping it was, but it's...
Yeah, I was like, oh, remake. Interesting. What was the
1933 one?
That one? Yeah.
The Man from Toronto, 1933.
Good year.
It's a comedy rom-com. The rich widow, Lela, disguises herself as a maid and falls in love with her employer, Fergus, who is a rich Canadian bachelor. Their wealth depends on each getting married within the next year.
If I had a nickel.
Who's fooling who in this comedy love affair? So
okay, so it is kind of the same.
Kind of.
The comedy love affair. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a rom-com. So we're starting our full breakdown. So this is the beginning of that. Do you want to give a little quick recap of what the movie was in? Yeah.
With this, The Man from Toronto?
The 2022 one, the Netflix one, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So this one, like I said, basically the same. The world's deadliest assassin and New York's biggest screw-up are mistaken for each other at an Airbnb rental. Which, was New York even in the movie?
I don't.
I thought they were like in Virginia area the whole time.
So, yeah, I mean, I guess where their home is. I was like, oh, it must be upstate New York. They're playing it off as it's upstate New York, but it's obviously it's all Canada. Like, they filmed the entire thing in Ontario, so it's just like
yeah.
But it's like, this doesn't feel like New York. Even upstate New York doesn't feel like it. But
no, very frustrating.
So, yeah. So there you go. And that kind of changes too, because like the biggest, like New York's biggest screw up, like usually that's like New York, not
right.
New York State's biggest. I mean,
yeah. Yep. The Empire State's biggest screw up.
Oh man, that guy from Syracuse.
That guy from Binghamton. What a dum-dum.
Oh man, that loser from Albany. Albany.
Albany. Yeah. Weird. Why'd you say it? Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that's how New Yorkers say it. Albany. We're starting off good.
This is gonna be a long episode.
Yeah, we're gonna move it through. So,
okay.
Expectations. This did not become Cheers, unfortunately.
It did not become Cheers. That's correct. However, we did kind of call the twist a little bit.
Yes.
Like we're right about the handler, the lady handler here having some sort of ulterior motive.
Yeah.
But we made a way smarter version though. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Smarter and funnier version, I think. So.
Oh yeah, this movie stunk.
Yeah. So, all right. So I don't know. Should we just get ready to keep moving?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm sad it didn't become Cheers. I had forgotten that that was the prediction, and
yeah.
Now I'm disappointed.
Now even more sadder.
Yeah, even more sadlier.
Sadlier. The saddest of sad. All right, so quick info. There's a lot of fun stuff in
here.
Yeah. Okay, so this is directed by Patrick Hughes.
Who's that?
So you know who Patrick Hughes is.
Do I?
He's directed one of your favorite movies, The Hitman's Bodyguard.
Were we just talking about this? Oh, okay.
yeah, the other one.
Okay.
So he directed The Hitman's Bodyguard and The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard.
That's right. And The Expendables 3.
Yeah, and Expendables 3. Let's toss that one in there too.
Okay, yeah. So he's a made man.
Yeah. So he did a couple shorts, did this movie Red Hill, and then, which I don't know anything about, and then he did Expendables 3, and then Hitman's Bodyguard. So clearly he's into this. Like, he's only done 3 movies. I can't say he's like the comedy action guy go-to. But.
Yeah, and what you want to do is name a short also after a hit movie.
Yeah, video short from deleted scenes from the movie.
Yeah, it's called Signs. So smart.
Yeah,
this guy's a genius.
Yep. And crazy enough, he is also going to be doing the Raid remake. Which don't think that movie needs a remake. So
what's the Raid?
You've never seen the Raid?
No. Should I have seen the Raid?
Yeah, it's pretty great. It's a martial arts movie.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Oh. Who's it? Who's the famous person in it?
No one you would know. So
Oh, okay, so he's working on the reboot of that. Crazy.
He's working on a remake of that, which I don't think is necessary. But hey, this is where we are.
Okay. So. Just like the man from Toronto.
Yep, from 1933.
Got it.
So this is Patrick Hughes. Get some more fun facts about him coming later. Screenwriters.
Oh, no.
Yeah, get ready for it. So screenwriters, we got a couple people here. So we got Robbie Fox. I don't know if that one rings a bell.
I think it's pronounced Faux.
Oh, Robbie Fode. And Chris Bremner are in charge of the screenplay. Screenplay by.
Okay.
The story by is Robbie Fox and Jason Blumenthal, who is co-founder of Escape Artists, which is a production company that helped make this movie happen.
Sure.
Blumenthal's other credit is Biodome from 1996.
Biodome?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Good old story by. So there you go.
And executive produce?
Wow. Yeah, you gotta yeah. Right? Yeah.
Interesting.
So now Robbie Fox and Chris Bremner. So Chris Bremner, he has
who are these guys?
This guy. So Chris Bremner, his credits are ridiculous. He's got nothing, but his first thing he did right was Bad Boys for Life.
What? The new one?
The new one, which I didn't see. The one that came out in 2020. Literally, there's nothing else listed to his credits other than Bad Boys for Life, the Pink Panther, some animated movie that's coming out or did come out, and then this, and then he's
reboot.
And then he's in a pre-production for Bad Boys 4 and National Treasure 3.
What?
I don't know. Sometimes I just don't get how this industry works, but sometimes
well, maybe Bad Boys for Life was good, right? Maybe we can.
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't see it.
There's a chance. So. Yeah, we're saying there's a chance.
So that's where maybe it's just a case of just knowing someone, maybe.
Yeah, definitely.
Unless he's written some other stuff that just isn't listed or he delisted it or something, right? Because I think you can control what you put up here, maybe, but.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. So Chris Bremner, is that who this guy is?
Yeah.
All right. Look out, listeners. New Hollywood guy to watch here.
Yeah.
Chris Bremner.
Up and coming talent.
Yeah. As they say.
And then Robbie Fox, he has done another ITMT favorite here. I almost think we can call him a friend of the pod.
Oh, I mean, well, if we mentioned him before, then yes.
He wrote one of our least favorite rom-coms, Playing for Keeps.
You mean I love that movie. I don't know what you're talking about.
And So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Oh, okay. Huh.
So there you go.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't say. Robbie Faux.
Robbie fucking Faux. Yep.
Huh, that's fun. Good tying episodes to date together. Go listen to that episode, listeners, if you haven't already. Playing for Keeps, good one.
Yeah, it's a good one. So who's in this movie? We've got Kevin Hart. He plays Teddy, the biggest screw up in upstate New York.
Yep.
We got Woody Harrelson, who plays the man from Toronto.
The motherfucker from Toronto. That's right.
Yep. I had to shorten it because I want to write the whole thing out.
Yeah, no, fair.
Ellen Barkin. She plays the handler.
Okay. Is she in stuff? I feel like I knew her from something, but
she's been in a lot of stuff, and I'm not going digging through her entire catalog. She's been in a lot of shit. So
okay, I was just saying she seemed familiar.
Yes, she's been in a lot of movies for a very long time. Jasmine Mathews plays Lori, who's Teddy's wife, right?
Yep.
How'd you pronounce this name? Kaley? Was it Kaley Cuoco?
Kaley Cuoco.
Cuoco?
Yep.
Cuoco.
Like it's spelled.
Cuoco.
That's right.
Is that? I think it would be Cuoco. Oh yeah, I guess
it is kind of like it is kind of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird. It's like
that's crazy.
Yeah,
I just get every time I pronounce things how they look, though I'm usually wrong. So
that's true.
So I want to be cautious.
That's usually correct. In this case, I think maybe it's Italian, so you just say all the letters.
Kaley Cuoco. Okay.
That's right.
She plays Anne, who's Laurie's best friend.
Yeah, I also was not expecting her to be in this movie.
Yeah, I don't know who she is, so I don't.
What?
Yeah, what do you mean? What? You don't know who Ellen Barkin
famous.
Is? Nah, I don't know about that.
Well, I don't know who Ellen Barkin is.
Well,
Kaley Cuoco is like
who? What?
A-list megastar, dude. She's worth $1 gazillion. You kidding?
Get out of here. You don't even know.
Made all of her money on The Big Bang Theory and made infinite money on The Big Bang Theory.
Is that where she's known from?
Yes, and then has been in a bunch of stuff since. The Flight Attendant on HBO, really good series.
Oh, I heard. Okay.
She's great, and like I'm saying, she's worth mega bucks. So she's an A-list star to have in this movie,
and
she's up there with like Woody Harrelson. You know?
Wow. Okay.
As like being in stuff and having money. Yeah, not quite a Kevin Hart, probably.
No. He's got tons of money.
Right along money.
Oh God. And then there's Pierson Fode.
Yeah. So
Foodie?
Sorry, Pierson.
Pierson Fode.
Yeah, I don't know what I would say either. Fode.
He plays the man from Miami. And then we got Trisha Black. She's a car rental assistant.
Oh, good. Oh, actually, really important character. Yeah. We'll get to it, listeners.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Just wait for that part.
Yep.
Keep listening until we get to that part.
Production budget, box office revenue, blah, 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 all that stuff, the numbers. I couldn't find up revenue because it's Netflix jam. So
there's no way to know for sure.
Yeah, there isn't. Budget though, $75 million.
That's very expensive. I mean, I'm not surprised because it's Netflix, but
yeah,
anytime you're dropping, 20,000 fanatics on something, you want it to be good.
Right? Well, the thing is though, I think this Netflix is just distribution. I don't think they didn't throw any money in for actual production. So this is Sony, Braun, right? And yeah, because this movie was actually, well, I'll get to the fast facts, but this movie's been sitting around for a while actually. So.
Oh, really?
And then Sony sold the rights to Netflix to distribute.
Oh, interesting. It was part of the Adam Sandler deal.
That's right.
I knew it. I knew they were a package deal. Okay.
So yeah, that's it. It's quick info. Any questions or?
No.
Okay.
No. You did a great job.
Thanks, man. Right. Well, you, I don't know. How do you pitch me, motherfucker?
Sure. All right. Doubling down on a theme from the movie, right? We all know, especially the listeners, that this is a classic case of mistaken identity, right? So this movie's obviously The Wrong Man meets Garfield, A Tale of Two Kitties. Now, have you seen either of these?
I have not. So enlighten me.
Okay. The Wrong Man, in my opinion, Alfred Hitchcock's worst movie.
It's funny is that I almost picked another Hitchcock movie for this, but we'll get to it. Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Not a Henry Fonda joint like this.
No.
Okay.
But I almost went with the Hitchcock joint, another mistaken identity one.
Really? Oh, well, he does that a few times.
Yeah. All right, carry on.
Anyway, so The Wrong Man, again here, mistaken identity, classic, and I think it's technically a true story. I mean, it's like what, like very famously, like Hitchcock opens with like every word of this movie is true kind of thing. I don't know, and then it's like it goes into this guy who's like down on his luck and needs some money. He's broke. He's trying to take out a sketchy loan, kind of like our friend here, Teddy, Kevin Hart.
Yep.
Right, down on his luck, broke, lot of debt,
tons of debt,
and then gets mistaken for a criminal.
Yeah,
just like this movie.
That's it. Yeah, nailed it.
Yep, easy as that. So then they get into shenanigans. Continues to get mistaken for the bad man. It ends up having a lot of consequences for the guy in the movie, which I think is kind of the same in both.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's probably it. I guess they both kind of end stupidly and like not satisfyingly. Like they're both kind of like, oh, and it all works out. Everybody, like, thankfully, nothing terrible happened. Like in the Wrong Man, basically they're like, oh no, like his wife, I think, threatens to leave him at one point because of all the mix up with the thing. And there's a big trial where he's like his lawyer's trying to prove that he wasn't even there at that time. He was on vacation actually, but everyone who saw him on vacation, like they conveniently died. So like they can't prove anything. It's one of those.
Yeah.
And so his wife's going to leave him and she's like wicked depressed. And then at the end, he like gets proven innocent, goes to find his wife, just like this movie, right?
My wife.
And like tell her that he's innocent. And in the movie, she's just like, All right. And like is still devastated and despondent. And then at the end, I think there's like an epilogue thing where it's like, and like she later recovered from her depression, but like it took a while. Like, what?
The end.
Yeah. So like really unsatisfying, stupid, boring movie where a lot is supposed to happen or could happen and almost nothing does.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, that meets Garfield: A Tale of Two Kitties.
Yeah, hit me.
Now, did you see the earlier Garfield?
Yeah, is this was the first one with Bill Murray voicing it, or am I thinking
the second one was also with Bill Murray?
Oh, he did. Wow, right. He did both of them. Yikes,
he did both of them. Well, it's a money maker.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
We're not talking fanatics here. We're talking like I gotta look now, but I think if I had to venture a guess here, wildly profitable for the studio. Looks like A Tale of Two Kitties pulled in almost 37,000 fanatics. 143 million at the box office.
Wow. That's not bad for animated.
A budget of 60 million.
Oh yeah. Winner chicken dinner right there.
Exactly. So anyway, some would say better than the original. It's another mistaken identity movie. So in this one, there's another cat who's like a royalty kind of cat. I think the cat's name is like Prince or something stupid. Like they're like, well, what would we call a royal pet? And he looks just like Garfield, spitting image. And so naturally they get confused, they get into shenanigans,
hijinks happening. Yep. Okay.
Exactly. John, I think Breckin Meyer's the voice of John. Weirdly.
Oh, that sounds about right. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's got Jennifer Love Hewitt, I know, is like the love interest. And so like it's one of those where the love interest is like constantly annoyed by John's screw ups, because John's kind of a screw up. She, there's definitely points where she threatens to leave him and get back together. Just like this movie. They're basically the same movie as all of these are.
Yeah.
and I hate them all because they're all uninteresting. Like just lots of action for action's sake, but like no reason important happens. Right.
Yeah.
And at one point, I think they get into like at the very end of A Tale of Two Kitties, there's like a crossbow fight.
Thanks.
And I think there was a couple of crossbows in this movie.
There was, yeah. In the gym there. Yeah, there definitely was. Yeah.
So
I think the guys from Tacoma brought them. Yeah.
Yep. Same movie.
All right.
What do you got?
Okay, so I was battling because I was trying to go for the mistaken identity thing, but I couldn't find one that I really wanted. My Hitchcock was going to be North by Northwest, but that's actually a really fantastic movie, and it's like one of my favorite movies. And I was like, I can't.
Fair enough.
I can't do that. So I skipped on the mistaken identity, but I went with a little fish out of water. So I went with it's Central Intelligence, and I went with actors here. So I went in Central Intelligence meets Natural Born Killers.
Okay.
Central Intelligence is the Kevin Hart rock movie, right? Where he's not like it's mistaken identity, but he's a fish out of water. It was actually not bad because it was mostly because The Rock and Kevin Hart was a good combo.
Right.
But it's the same. It's,
have I seen that one?
You probably have. Like The Rock plays a CIA guy. They meet up at like a high school reunion, and he pulls in Kevin Hart's character, who's kind of like this. He's like dweebish kind of accountant guy. He used to be the athlete, but now he's just kind of, the numbers guy, because numbers guys can't be athletic, obviously, according to movies. And so then they go on a bunch of hijinks, and he's kind of fish out of water, right? Same kind of situation have.
Yep.
And a lot of Kevin Hart just being Kevin Hart, right?
Yep. No brainer.
And then meets Natural Born Killers. We got the Woody Harrelson connection.
I love Natural Born Killers. That's one of my favorites.
It is pretty good. And not really like a social media context here, or media obsession. I'm skipping that part, but I'm going with the fact that they end up kind of killing a lot of people towards the end of the movie.
Yeah, that's fair.
Woody Harrelson, and there's a little bit of a, kind of a bromance between Kevin Hart and Woody Harrelson towards the end there.
I'd say, it's like definitely like a lot of action for action's sake.
Yeah. And that's it. That's what I'm going with. Short and sweet.
Love it. Yeah. I took a long time on mine, so good work.
That's
thank you. Thank you for letting me have that.
That's okay. This is what friends do for each other. This is what other hosts do for each other. Fast facts. You want these? I'm excited, and there's some really stupid ones in here too, which you get to make fun of. So
great. All right, fact me, baby.
Now I'm coming out hot right off the bat here. You ready for this one?
Great. Let's do it.
Woody Harrelson's father, Charles Harrelson, was a real life hitman.
What?
He received 2 life sentences for assassinating federal judge John H. Wood Jr. in 1979. Did you know this?
I think I did know that, actually. Like, deep in the recesses. Now that you say that, I was like, he was like some kind of assassin or something. Yeah.
It's like, what?
Huh. I think I saw him talk about it in an interview once. I love Woody Harrelson. That's funny.
I dug up some. I just like I got to double check this, and I went through and like, oh yeah, that's something that happened. So
that's great.
That's probably one of the best fast facts I think maybe we've ever dropped out there. So
like father, like son.
Woody Harrelson was replaced. Woody Harrelson replaced Jason Statham in this.
Interesting. Originally, that's a much more natural fit. I think Jason Statham
and Kevin Hart were originally tied to do this. Statham abruptly exited the project 6 weeks prior to filming after clashing with producers over the tone and rating of the film.
What? What was this movie rated?
Like, it's PG-13. Jason, what did you want? What did you want this to be? Like Lethal Weapon? Like,
oh my God. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think that would have been a better movie.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Jason Statham has just taken himself so seriously lately, I think.
That's true. I guess it would have been a worse movie because at least Woody Harrelson had a few comedy lines that were funny.
Yeah. I mean, Statham can pull off kind of like that, like Snatch kind of humor, where it's.
Yeah.
Right. So
like you're kind of laughing at him.
Yeah, but it's kind of a little more dry because it's like, oh, he can't actually deliver these because he's an action guy. But it's like very kind of dry, which makes it funny because if you play up that context, it works. But this wouldn't work for him. I don't think.
Like an Arnold in Predator.
Yeah,
like it's funny because like
around.
Come on. Come on.
Speaking of which, did you watch the new Prey movie?
No, not yet. So that's why I brought up Predator because Tyson. We talked about it yesterday, and we're like, I don't think Tyson's ever seen the first Predator. So I was like,
watch
one of today's lucky 10,000. Like, let's fire it up. So we started watching that last night instead. She fell asleep, but we'll get back to it. It was late at night. Excusable mistake.
There's a scene when the man from Toronto, Woody Harrelson, is making breakfast in his little sweet warehouse condo place, and I don't know if you know this fruit. I've never heard of this thing, but he cuts open and prepares a durian fruit. Very
familiar with durian. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is delicious and smelly.
Durian has been described as the most foul-smelling fruit in the world, so it's a very acquired taste. Either some people love it. It's kind of like cilantro. It either tastes like soap or it tastes great. Except this apparently has the aroma that has been compared to raw sewage, rotting flesh, and smelly gym socks.
Yeah, it universally smells very bad.
Have you actually had it?
Tasty. Yeah.
But it didn't smell bad, but it tasted good?
Yeah.
How'd you get past the smell? Was it that bad for you?
Well, no, because like you put durian in stuff. Like you make stuff with durian.
So you make other stuff taste like shit, and then you eat that.
Right.
Gotcha.
It's bad like while you're preparing whatever it is, but no, because it tastes good. Yeah. Remember, you just don't want to smell it. So
want to smell it. Okay.
People use durian sometimes as like a meat replacement sometimes in some things too. Like I know like a jackfruit almost.
Yeah, jackfruit. I like jackfruit. Jackfruit's solid.
It's got some of those qualities a little
texture.
Bit. It's kind of sweet. Yeah. But anyway, it's like famously in some places in Southeast Asia where it is more common and grows, like you're like not allowed to bring them on like public transportation and stuff. Like they have signs that are like no durian on the train, please, because
it smells.
You stink us all out, right?
Yeah, and then this is one of your always classic favorite ones. Kaley Cuoco and Kevin Hart previously co-stars in The Wedding Ringer.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Now I kind of want to watch that.
Yeah. This is a stupid one, and I just put it in here because it's so stupid. The quote unquote, and this is how it's written on IMDb, quote unquote, the airport bathroom in which Toronto attends to Teddy after shooting him in the butt is clearly a Cineplex movie theater bathroom.
How is it?
I don't know. Maybe I missed something. Maybe I should have gone back and like pause. Like, is there like a?
Oh, it was like the trash cans overflowing with popcorn containers. Of course, like I knew it.
Obviously. So we already touched on this one. This is quick though. So this was actually originally set for a theatrical release in late 2020, but obviously, right,
the plague,
and it was supposed to do the whole run, but kind of got lost in the shuffle. So that's how it ended up on Netflix. When Netflix struck the Netflix Sony exclusive distribution deal.
Right.
So,
wow.
There you go. And last one. Can't wait to blow your mind with this one.
Blow me.
In June of 2022, just a date when this was said.
Right, recently.
Director, like 2 months ago, I guess.
Yeah, see, dating podcast.
Director Patrick Hughes has revealed that as he wrapped production on the film, he realized that he wants to have, I can't wait for this, to have the Hitman's Bodyguard movies take place in the same universe.
Wow.
The filmmaker stated that he plans to talk to the Associated Film Studios and is working on a crossover idea where Ryan Reynolds, Sam Jackson, Kevin Hart, and Woody Harrelson can reprise their respective roles.
Oh my God, I'm so here for that. Let's go.
So we got the DCEU, we got the MCU, and then we've got the Hitman's Bodyguards from Toronto universe.
That's right.
The HBTU.
I want this. The movie that no one asked for, but I need.
The universe that no one has asked for.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
So There you go. That's Fast
Patrick
Facts.
Hughes is a genius.
It's all that, yeah. He's Australian. So
makes sense. Those guys are smart.
So
Shout out to our Australian listeners. Yeah. You guys know what's up.
Yeah, down under.
Down there.
Yeah, down under. Okay.
In the prison colony. That's right.
There was a little other fun fact I didn't include, but a lot of people kept calling out that clearly the man from Toronto isn't from Toronto because they were pronouncing the T's, the last T in Toronto.
Oh.
Yeah, apparently locals in Canada call it Toronto.
Oh, okay.
Not Toronto.
I was going to say clearly he's not from Toronto because they kept talking about being 50 miles from nowhere on like a frozen lake or whatever.
That too.
And I was like, that's not at all
Toronto.
Toronto's a major city.
And he's so mean. He gets nice at the end, I guess. But
and tricksy Canadians, you never know.
Yeah, that's right. All right. So I don't know. Should we just keep steamrolling? Get right into it?
I feel bathed in facts. Let's go.
Let's do it. Okay. So this opens up. We got all of our production companies, right? We get Netflix right off the bat. We get Sony Pictures. We get Braun. Cue the funky, buddy music.
Yep.
Get escape artists. And then we get the opening of Kevin Hart basically filming himself, doing some home videos of him doing workouts and cycling through all of his workout ideas. He's a pitch man.
Which I appreciate. Yeah.
Started with
not quite Fight Milk level, but pretty bad.
Yeah. He's got like the teddy band, and then he's got the
teddy bands.
Teddy burn. He's wrapped in a trash bag, which he passed out in because you shouldn't wrap yourself in trash bags.
Yeah, non-breathable plastic.
You can just sweat the weight away. The teddy bar, just basically a pull-up bar that breaks.
I like how everything has his name in it. I think that's a big selling point, actually.
And then we get Netflix Presents, and now we're in the desert, and we're kind of doing this kind of droney camera shot going over through the desert, right? We catch up to a car. This is actually from the trailer kind of quick shot, where they're doing a top-down shot of
Charger commercial.
Yeah, basically the Charger commercial. And a lot of close-ups of all the Charger logos from the outside and the inside on the keychain and everything else. So
yeah, you might not have noticed,
extra.
Astute listeners who then watch the movie will probably notice at the bottom of the screen is one of those classic disclaimers. These are actors on a closed course. Do not.
Oh my goodness! Oh, and you do have a quick note there about sorry, pulling back a bit just so we get it all out there. But when the teddy bar thing in that scene when he crashes, whatever, we hear his wife yell, "Hey, maybe you should do something a little less dangerous," which is important because she exists.
Yeah, she does constantly try and make him give up on his dreams. So.
Yes, which So we're in the desert. We're cruising a Charger.
The villain of the movie.
Yeah, the true villain of the movie, right?
Yeah, Lori.
So then we're back in the desert and we're cruising along and we get a title card, Utah, right?
Yeah, I love Utah. Great place.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Good outside.
yeah, it's got some good outdoors.
Yeah, weird other stuff, but good outside.
Yeah, good outside.
We have listeners in Utah. They can send us an email.
Yeah, we do actually. Have we covered all the states? Have we checked that yet?
No, we're still missing both Dakotas. If you know anyone in either Dakota, please send them an email and tell them to listen to the podcast.
Just get it over. We just need the downloads in all the states.
Yeah. Alaska, we're still missing, but we're very close. We're very close.
Don't we know someone that has a family member that lives in Alaska?
Yes. Not anymore.
Oh. Okay. We should put up Craigslist ads and just be like, hey, misconnection.
Yeah.
Can you download?
I'll give you $1. Send me your Venmo. I'll Venmo you $1.
Or whatever currency they accept up there in Alaska. It's so far away. All right, so we're in a desert house.
Yeah, cash. It's all cash. I'll mail you $1.
All right, so we're at the desert house, right?
Mm-hmm.
We pull up to a desert house. Oh, that's right. He doesn't live here. I'm sorry. You're right. This is the opening was him going to this house.
Yeah, another classic torture scene.
Yeah. So he pulls up. We got a little Western vibes here. He pulls up, right? He's got the Judge Doom look from Roger Rabbit with the hat and everything. Yeah. Comes inside, and we got the guy inside's like, "Oh, you're gonna get it now, buddy." And there's some guy tied up inside, and like, you're not gonna talk to me, then you're gonna talk to this guy. So, and then
everybody talks to this guy.
Man from Toronto. He rolls in, right? Rolls out all his tools, and then does the old classic story about like his grandfather and a bear, and you gotta I guess you have to have a badass story,
right? Trying to explain why he is the way he is, like how bears fillet their victims with their claws, which. I don't think that's a thing, but
I mean, that's what they got claws for, right? So
I don't know enough about bear murders, I guess.
I don't
Listeners,
either.
Let us know.
Let us know. Any bearologists out there, let us know. So.
That's right. But he's So, and meanwhile, I do kind of appreciate how the other villains, whenever he's doing his shtick, are like fangirling out about the man from Toronto. Like, I've heard.
So much about
one of my buddies said he saw you do your thing in real life once, and I can't wait. So excited. It's really weird.
Yeah, so he doesn't even have to use the tools. The story alone does it, and showing off his knives, and the guy just like blurts out the code or what the hell he's looking for from him.
Nice quote from Toronto here that I almost used for the opening quote. Any feelings I once had dried up on that frozen lake years ago. Talking about how he's real hard now because his watched his grandfather's murder, like we were just talking about. But that's the basic premise of his backstory.
Yeah,
the 50 miles from nowhere.
And we get the first secret here, Juniper. This all ties together. All the people he's torturing is tying together to a bigger plot, which we'll find out later, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you say plot, I say stupid.
They say nice mustache.
Yeah, right. That's right.
So yeah, then he says something. The other bad guy in there, and the other guy shoots him, and it doesn't matter. And then we cut to Teddy's house here.
Yep.
And waking up with the wife. Yeah, Yorktown,
New York, I guess.
Yeah,
I assumed Yorktown, like Virginia or somewhere that they could easily drive to Virginia, which they do in a few hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's a far drive from New York.
Yeah. So he's waking up with his wife and he's talking about making a baby and all this sort of stuff, right? And a little back and forth. Baby. Yep. He wants to do birthday. It's birthday time. And then he finds out that Lori, she works at a law firm, right?
Yep.
And he finds out that anytime someone screws up the law firm, it's called a Teddy.
Yep.
It's kind of brutal, and she's kind of laughing and like, Jesus.
It's pretty funny. He's like, wait, I'm a thing for screw up now. She's like, no, like you're the verb for screwing up.
So
yeah, I love it. I think it's my favorite running joke in the movie. Because he starts saying it almost immediately.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not going to Teddy this one. Don't worry. Like,
as for running jokes, and I guess it's pretty good. And then he pulls out a pamphlet, and he's got a cabin for them down in Virginia in a place called Onondaga, Virginia. I've been to Onondaga, Virginia, and I know someone who lives there.
Oh, that's where you went in Virginia that one time?
Yeah.
Weird. Well, shout out to them.
Yeah, I texted him. I was like, hey, your town is in this movie.
Did you remind them to listen to the podcast?
Yeah. He said, what podcast? And I was like, what? How dare you?
You live in a place called Onondaga, so shut up.
Yeah. So come on. So I thought that was kind of funny. It's actually a nice little place.
That seems like it. Looks beautiful.
Yeah. So then
it looks beautiful in Toronto or Vancouver, wherever this movie was shot.
It doesn't
there.
It doesn't really look like that at all. So basically, we get the sense he's just he's a failed entrepreneur. He's an entrepreneur sales guy, right? That's his thing.
And Meanwhile, Lori, his wife here, is obsessed with printer toner. Like, this movie's really weird. Like, between the Dodge Chargers and the toner issues, it's definitely like 2002, right?
Yeah, reminding me. Do I have enough toner in my printer?
Oh my god, no one thinks about that. No one has printers anymore.
So then he's walking to work. He's heading to work, to work, which is short montage of him walking through beautiful Ontario and New York, Yorktown, wherever he is.
Sorry, yeah.
So he's handing out flyers, to all the locals, and he's showing he's personable at least. He may not be good at what he does, but he's personable,
Sure, yeah, he's a sales guy.
Yeah, sales guy.
Claims to be. At various points. Yeah.
And then he just, it sounds like he's just like not the brightest star. Lots of ideas, just not the brightest. Yeah. So, and then he shows up at the gym.
Trying to sell Marty new ideas to Marty, right?
Yeah. Was it contactless boxing?
Not non-contact boxing.
Non-contact boxing.
And then shows off the new flyer, which Marty says cost all of the marketing budget. Which, come on, Marty.
Come on. What are you doing? Yeah,
flyers are not that expensive. Yep,
$10 for like 100 of them.
Oh wait, is this the joke? Is this where all the toner went? Is that the joke? Is that how all this started? Is because of his stupid flyers? The whole movie? Because I knew the toner. Like, the toner is also the main running joke, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And kind of triggers the plot a little bit too. Did he use his?
Did he print them at home?
They're all in color. I mean, I guess he has a colored printer, but I mean, I don't know. That just. But I don't know.
We're suspending disbelief for everything else except that he has a color printer. Like, that's maddening.
Like, why would you have that? I don't know. What do you need that for? Oh
my god! I hope that's. This movie makes way more sense now.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Okay.
Anyways, Teddy fucked it up. He didn't put the address on them or the phone number. So Marty is pissed.
Yeah, no one has the internet, so they can't Google Marty's gym or just walk down a street and see it because it's like one of two buildings in the entire town. So, but hey, whatever. I'm sure everyone knows who Marty is. It seems like it's a small enough town up there. But anyways,
yeah.
And then he gets fired. See, title card, Toronto.
Meanwhile, in Toronto,
this is when we go to the warehouse, the sweet house warehouse thing. So we pull up to the warehouse. Right. Charger pulls up. Okay. Pulls up his Charger. License plate flips over to Deborah, which is very important for later on. A little setup, payoff later.
There's no payoff.
Yeah, I mean, it's very frustrating. It's a thing that happens, and you're like, really?
Yeah.
So he walks into a sweet little, hidden house, modern chic kind of thing, right? Weapon storage everywhere in the kitchen, stuff like this, right?
Yeah, cherry tree, maybe.
Cherry tree, yeah.
That was a nice touch, I guess.
At first, I thought he was like walking into like a really fancy office. I was like, oh no, it's just his.
Yeah.
Right?
That's just his house is apparently
very clean. House. Very clean. Yeah. So
no wonder he didn't open that restaurant.
Right?
Good with money on the stupid house.
Yeah, right. Good with knives. He's flipping knives around, opens up and has some of the durian fruit there, right?
Yep.
And then is when he gets a call from the handler, Ellen Barkin. New job, $2 million, right? 2 days or something like that. Location is Onnecock.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Which I'm sure they found this place. I was like, that's the whole area's name. Because I definitely made the same joke when I visited my friend down there. And I was like, live in Onnecock? She was like, you're an idiot. Back to Teddy's house. Just kind of a short scene, but they're packing up and getting ready to leave to head down to Onnecock. And I'll wait fast how it went with Marty. And he basically lies and said, he said it wasn't the dumbest idea.
Yeah.
That's it.
Which is the opposite of what he said.
Yeah. Then we're in the man from Toronto's car, and he's basically just confirming stuff with the handler. I don't know. Was there anything else? He just gets some instructions, and then he's heading to Onnecock, and we get a title card, Onnecock, Virginia. That's stupid. Then we're in Teddy's car, and he's dropping off the lady to his wife to the spa, Lori, right?
Mm-hmm.
He says he's going to go check out the cabin first, right?
Yeah, well, he's dropping her off at the spa so he can go check into the cabin, get it all set up. For romance, the way that he wants to, that kind of thing. And he thought of everything. This time he's not going to Teddy the trip. He says that a few times, I think.
Yep.
No. This birthday's going to be the best. Okay.
Yeah, and then he drives off to the cabin. And like you said, who uses a printer these days? Why does he have the directions printed out?
Yeah, and he's like, can't read the directions because he was all out of toner because presumably he printed all those flyers. So.
Yeah. Just it's just tough. That's a hard one. That's a hard one to swallow there. Printed out directions, going to a
Sure.
Or maybe there's no signal, so let's have printed directions. Maybe
famously, Onondaga has no cell service, right?
Actually, it was pretty weak when I was down there, so
okay, so this
I'll give it a little.
That all tracks then.
Yeah, a little bit.
Everything in this movie is correct then.
Yep, everything. So he pulls up to the cabin. We got a guy inside. This is kind of stuff from the trailer too, intermixed here. And dude from the trailer looks outside the window, sees the car pull up, sees Teddy. He's got the box of stuff, and then he drops a knife. He sees him pick up the knife, so he's like, "Oh, I assume this must be him." He's being Kevin Hart out there.
Yep, and takes a picture. That importantly.
Yes, right. He takes a picture of him because that's very important. This is all stuff from the trailer. Same jokes. Oh, you're early. And it's like, if you're on time, you're late, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's a classic, like, that misunderstood conversation between two people. One person's talking about one thing, the other person's talking about the other thing. And
exactly. He's talking about having sex with his wife.
Yes.
And the other guy is not.
No, the other guy is talking about torture. So.
Right. So there's like a weird eggplant in the box for some reason.
Yeah, some gels, eggplants.
Some lubes, right?
Yeah. Lubes. Yep.
So the guy's pretty horrified.
He's like, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
And then he walks downstairs, gets the tour, and Kevin Hart uses the bathroom first and is talking from the bathroom. We get downstairs, again, all stuff from the trailer. And then straight Kevin Hart, fish out of water situation, him just being like, oh, what's going on here?
Yeah.
This is all from the
trailer.
trailer.
To torture that guy? Right.
I think this actually a whole next 2-3 minutes is all from the trailer. So this part.
Yep.
He tortures him, kind of. He's confused. Well, he's like, he's getting introduced as a man from Toronto. He's like, I'm the man from Toronto. He's not sure what's going on. But
again, they people are fangirling about him. Like, oh yeah, I heard about the man from Toronto one time, and he did this crazy shit. Like my friend loved to watch it. I can't wait.
What's going on? So
everyone's real weird about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So then again, from the trailer, just extended version where he's trying to. Goes and talks to the guy who's hung up, and he's just like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing here, blah, 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 whatever. And then he's like threatens to poke his eyes out. I don't know, because
it's right. Always starts with the eyes.
Always starts with the eyes. And he's like, I'm going to poke your eyes on my thumbs or whatever. And then the guy gives up the code. We get the code, right?
Yep. Immediately, without doing anything, which we'll come to find out is the man from Toronto's signature move, basically, anyway.
And then we get a grenade, a little flashbang drops down the stairs. Again, all stuff from the trailer, just extended out. FBI shows up out of nowhere. Door walls blow open. They're all there. Boom, boom, boom. Shootout happens. 2 goons go down. Then someone hits like a propane tank, which then a large propane tank or something, and then that explodes and then launches 4 or 5 smaller propane tanks into every direction.
Like the most incompetent FBI raid of all time.
Yeah. Classic Phoebe, am I right?
Yeah. Oh boy.
And then one tank catches Teddy and shoots him across the room out the wall, and it's off from the trailer. So it's not. No.
Yeah. And a classic mistaken identity of what did I do?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Teddy, you fucked up.
You fucked up. You printed the directions.
You ran out of toner.
You forgot the address. You forgot the phone number.
So to which he explains to them, the next scene he's being interviewed, right?
Yeah, we're at the school gym for some reason. I don't know why we're at this.
And he explains again that it's because of the toner. This whole movie is because of the toner.
All comes down to toner.
The FBI is like, we know you're not the man from Toronto. The other people don't know that. So now you have to pretend to be the man from Toronto to pull off this FBI sting on this guy named Marin.
Yeah.
It's very stupid and frustrating. They're trying to, classic U.S. government, which, again, this is definitely way more of a CIA thing than an FBI thing of trying to overthrow South American governments. The FBI is domestic, purely.
Yes.
I don't understand why this is them and not the CIA, but again, this movie's not that smart.
Yeah. I mean, they'd be involved, but CIA would be more into this.
I guess because of the embassy situation later, maybe.
Yeah. Anyways, doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm overthinking this movie. It's too dumb.
Yep, sure are. All right, so we're back at the cabin now, right? And this kind of cut back between the gym and the cabin because now the man from Toronto shows up at the cabin. He's, he's slick. He can get into any situation. He doesn't care. Pulls out a badge, sneaks into
He talks right before that. He talks to the handler, yes. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I didn't do the mission," because she's like, "Great job doing the mission." He's like, "No, I didn't do anything." It's some idiot.
He's either some cutthroat guy coming in or a screw up, right?
Right. Exactly.
So
he handily infiltrates the FBI crime scene because
no one knows anyone.
Apparently, it's not
these days.
Very frustrating. Yeah, this is so like I thought. Oh yeah, I guess that was the misdirection, I guess, because I thought he was like taught at this. I know Deborah is not the handler lady, but he kind of addresses the car in this at one point in the scene that made me think it's so stupid, frustrating.
Yeah, so he goes rummaging through the crime scene here, and he finds Teddy's printout, and then has a reasonable joke about who still uses Hotmail.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
and the FBI lady, meanwhile, is explaining to Teddy basically all of the backstory for the man from Toronto. She's like, don't fuck with this guy.
Yes.
You made a huge mistake.
Yeah, and they're basically setting up the rest of the kind of the plot, what's going to happen here. And then they're like, we'll have our agent Santoro, who's a good-looking dude, take care of your wife and take care of blah, blah, blah. And classic, more Kevin Hart being like, you're not going to let him use his hands on my wife?
That guy's so handsome. Right.
Yeah, so, okay.
Okay.
And then he's like, sure, I want some debts paid off. Got to pay off the Amex, got to pay off the Visa, got to pay off a cousin he owes $300 to.
Yeah, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah. All right, so then we're back at the cabin, right? And this is where we get the line, takes a real pro to look this amateur. Man from Toronto was talking to the handler again, right? And then they figure out Teddy's password to his Hotmail account, which is just password. She's like, I found the first letter. It's P.
No. It can't be.
It can't.
Then he watches Teddy's infomercials for non-contact boxing.
Yep.
Got a couple of good slogans in there, like all the wow without the ow.
That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
It's pretty good. So we got Lori at the spa, right?
That's right. Yep. Talking to Teddy on the phone.
Santoro is there.
She's talking about how awesome Santoro is. She's like, Teddy is like, put that guy on the phone right now.
Yeah, it's a little back and forth between Teddy and Santoro there, but and he's just like, in fact, just that's Miss Teddy. I don't forget what his last name is, but Alex
Jackson.
Miss Jackson to you. Actually, you know what? Just call her Teddy.
Yeah, it's funny.
Okay.
This movie's so good, you guys. It's the top movie.
All right, so then we're title card, Washington D.C., right?
That's right. Yep.
So here we are in D.C. We are in the FBI car. Yeah, the District of Columbia. And we got Teddy and the FBI guy, I forget what his name is. He's like, hey, we got a meeting with someone who's connected to Marin, Colonel Marin, right?
Right.
And he's like, oh, it's going to be a passphrase you got to remember.
Yeah, which it's like some line from like some
19th century American literature or something. That's what he uses he has his call sign to confirm it's him.
Yep. Classic Toronto.
Yes, which Teddy gets wrong anyway, so it doesn't matter. Right. But man from Toronto, he's there too. He's tracking everything. He sees where all the agents are. He's keeping an eye on what the hell's going on.
Yep.
And Teddy goes to the meeting, and it's meets the contact at the good old fashioned Washington Art Gallery, in case you forgot where we were, which it's not called that. It's not called that. National Gallery of Art, but hey, whatever. What's the matter?
Tomato.
In case you didn't know where we were, I want to spell out the location behind you. Doesn't recite the passphrase correctly, but he kind of
somehow manages to infiltrate this. Like people are like, oh, well, no, this all checks out.
Yeah, this all checks out. He didn't give us passphrase at all, but he said something that, okay, we're going to be doing this. So the FBI are, tracking him, watching him. We get the command center FBI. They're watching from above, kind of.
Yeah.
And then the woman, the contact he meets, is just kind of like, the colonel isn't here. And he's like, what? The colonel's supposed to be here. And she's like, no, we're going to go somewhere else. A bunch of SUVs pull up.
That's phase 2.
It's phase 2. They get all tossed into SUVs and take off. And then man from Toronto goes and hijacks the FBI guy who drove him there.
Right. Which, surprise.
Yeah. He's like, go follow the SUVs there. And then I wouldn't call it a car chase, but it's just a ride along, kind of follow along.
Yeah. It's an easy follow.
Yeah, it's an easy follow, right? So, they're in the cars, zipping them around. Man from Toronto kind of throws the FBI off, right? And he ditches the FBI guy.
And basically they're saying Teddy needs to go kidnap some other guy, Green, Mr. Green.
Yeah, find him because he's got like another portion of what they need, right?
Right, exactly.
He's
got to get him from Puerto Rico.
And they're heading to Puerto Rico.
That's right.
Puerto Rico.
And the FBI screws up, pulls over the wrong vehicle that they were trying to.
Yeah, some yellow truck.
So obviously the villains here pull up to the airfield with Teddy. They put him on a plane, and on the way we go.
And this is the plane from the trailer, the big C-1. And we got Teddy with the, 4 guards in there. He's chatting away nervously, as he does throughout this entire movie.
Very Kevin Hart.
Yeah, very Kevin Hart. Like, I like Kevin Hart, but this one felt like, I don't know, maybe I haven't seen enough Kevin Hart movies, but it's just what he does for all these movies. It's just over the top Kevin Hart. It's like almost too much Kevin Hart.
Yeah, it's the same character. Yeah,
same character. Okay,
it's like the one redeeming fact of or quality of the movie for me is like, oh, okay, I can watch 2 hours of Kevin Hart doing that, and I'm like, okay, that was kind of like, I laughed at least twice.
Yeah, there was a couple chuckle moments I had. He's probably improvising a lot of it. I'm like, all right, well, some of this is fine. Yeah. And then it's just the scene from the trailer.
Yeah.
Pretty much, right? Man from Toronto pops up at the bottom of the plane. They didn't need to explain it, so that's fine. Kevin Hart being Kevin Hart, and then it's all the stuff from the trailer. The only difference is there's an extended fight scene, and that's it, pretty much.
Yeah.
So Man from Toronto neutralizes the 4 guys inside. Then one of the co-pilots comes out. He hits him, and then knife goes in the back of the pilot's head, so he's done.
Classic.
Plane is going down. Some more hijinks, some more fighting, some, in the plane fighting. I feel like in plane fighting is like a big thing lately. It's like a big action thing in a lot of movies.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like over the last couple of years, a lot of big plane in the air fight sequences.
Yeah, I guess so. Now that you say that.
Right?
Yeah. So somebody's gun gets shot in the plane, blows out a window.
Which never makes sense why you guys all have guns. Like you shouldn't be shooting inside of a plane, but.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't go through the metal detectors, so.
Yeah, I guess they didn't have the in-flight safety instructions either.
No TSA, no flight attendants.
Yeah, case of emergency. Make sure you put the mask on yourself first and then attend to any other one, children.
Which Teddy does. He does put on his oxygen mask first.
He does, yeah.
When the aircraft is depressurizing. But then, like a dum-dum, he pulls the lever, which opens the back hatch, right?
Never, ever lever.
Never a lever.
You never, ever lever.
Never ever lever.
Never ever lever. So they get sucked out to the back of the plane. They're hanging out with their dear lives, and this is when it became a real cartoon when the Man from Toronto just shoots the button and it pulls him back in.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a cartoon.
That's not how anything works, right?
Yeah, the other movie. Oh, I know the other movie I just watched. I had a plane thing was The Gray Man. See that one on Netflix? The other Netflix one?
Not yet.
It's not.
That's what I heard.
I mean, Chris Evans and Ryan Gosling are great, and like Chris Evans is pretty fun as like being a villain. He's got some funny lines, but it's a cartoon. It actually, in some parts, it looks like a cartoon. So
cool.
Right, yeah, the CG is pretty like. It's like, oh, really? Really? Just don't do it. If it's not gonna look good, don't do it.
Interesting.
It was like flashbacks of like what's that second Matrix movie where it looked like. Or the animation where he was like fighting all the
was Smiths. It Reloaded or Revisited?
Revelations? No, it was Reloaded. Yeah, it was Reloaded. Revelations was the third one, right?
Right, yeah.
It reminded me of that. I was like, oof, that's brutal.
Oof. Yeah, the CG in this movie wasn't the worst.
No, it wasn't the worst.
Serviceable. I mean, $75 million estimated budget, right? So
there's only so many,
you got to put it to something.
Can't all be, Disney budget. You know what I mean?
Well, no, I mean, that's pretty big, but like they had enough money to at least do a couple of effects correctly.
Oh yeah, but not do them like really, really well.
Right.
So then, so Man from Toronto, he said he's out the plane, right? And they kind of catch up on the situation. We get our first kind of them really, laying out what's going on here. And Man from Toronto's like basically going to continue to use him.
Mm-hmm.
Throws his phone at the window in a plane that said 20, 30,000 feet in the air, but that's, I guess you can do that. Right? Can you just open a window like that and just throw it out? You don't even know.
Sure.
Yeah, fuck it. Right?
Yeah, that tracks.
Like it's a car window.
Yeah. Happens all the time.
Maybe it's different. I don't know. And then that they were headed, Teddy fills in Man from Toronto. He's like, oh, we were headed to Puerto Rico. Man from Toronto doesn't trust him. He's like, why are you lying? Anyone that teaches, non-contact boxing, have a wife or something. I don't know.
Basically, yeah. It's a weird whole thing about how the thing he thinks he's lying about it is his wife and not any of the other things that he's lying about. And
I think the rapport between Woody and Kevin Hart isn't the worst. It's just the jokes aren't funny. Like I think they were fine chemistry wise, but the jokes didn't land, you know?
I mean, they're both well qualified actors. Like
right?
They're just the writing was, I think, the real culprit here. Everything else was fine. Like the writing was like just bad.
That's what it comes down to, writing and execution. So and then we cut to Lori. She's in the limo, right? She got a new friend, Anne, Kaley Cuoco, hanging out with her.
Oh my god! Yeah,
what? Right, Cuoco? Did I say it right? I'm saying. You're pronouncing as the letters that are on a screen. Cuoco.
I know.
You said it. You said it's.
I did say to do that
as it's written. In the past, I've gotten burned, and now I'm just Kaley Cuoco.
Enunciating thoroughly.
Enunciation is okay. So
the most important thing. It is a podcast, I guess. Enunciation is the most important thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So Lori and Anne are
Kaley Anacock.
So Lori and Anne are hanging out in limo. Lori's having a great time. She's leaving a message for Teddy on his phone, which Teddy doesn't have any longer.
Right. The greatest birthday of all time.
Greatest birthday of all time. Yep. Nailed it out of the park. Anne gets on the phone.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to say anything too mean. She's about to, and then
you didn't Teddy it this time. Great job. We're gonna. By the way, we're changing our reservation. We're going to Le Ambassador later. Got this fancy hookup.
Oh my god. So that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's
a good cliffhanger, right?
Yeah.
What is this? What is this restaurant? What do you think they serve there?
What kind of food is it? How many dollar signs do you think it is? Would it be on like a Google or
How many more times do you think we'll say Kaley Cuoco?
Cuoco. It's unlimited, It could happen.
Limitless.
Limitless,
that's right.
Will the man from Toronto and Teddy, will they be friends at the end of this?
Oh.
Will they teach each other something? Who knows?
Will Marin actually be Cheech Marin?
That would be great.
We'll find out.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening. We'll be back Thursday with part 2. But in the meantime, you can follow us on Instagram at It's This Meets That, or ITMT Pod on Twitter, and wherever you listen to us on Google, Apple, Spotify, Stitcher. Subscribe or follow, whatever you're gonna to do.
Samsung.
Yeah. Hey, all those Samsung listeners, welcome. Who are you? But welcome.
And while you're listening and subscribing and doing all of that other stuff, you can also leave us a review. Always be reviewing is what I say on this
ABR.
podcast. And 5 stars would be nice. Maybe a nice little comment. Say something mean about us or nice, whatever you want. We'll appreciate it either way.
Yeah.
If you want to be more thoroughly critical of us, you can send us an email. It's thismeetsthat@gmail.com. We read every message that gets sent our way. We sometimes read them on Trailer Trash live.
Yeah.
So your fellow listeners can all appreciate it.
Yeah.
And if you forgot everything we just said, still looking for more information, or you want to find every episode that we've ever put out, you go to the website. It's thismeetsthat.com. Make it better every day.